that mean? So the coverage should all be just good and great, and because she's led a great program, she has. This is sports. The negative press is part of the game. It should be a badge of honor. It's a sign that women's basketball has arrived. No? Let's ask Beth Mowins, longtime basketball and football announcer for ESPN, who called last night's UConn-USC matchup. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Am I being too hard here on the women?
No, Dan, I think there are some salient points coming from you about the growth of the game, and because of that, the growth of the coverage. And that is something that I think all of the women's sports, you know, especially the team games, this is something new in terms of the media attention. And set all the social media aside, that's a whole different animal. But when we talk about the media, first of all, we can't continue to throw all the media into this one bowl of soup and say that everybody in the business is bad and out to get people. But that is I think we're in a transitional period right now, and women's basketball is front and center on this. We have begged for more attention for decades to showcase the talent on the court and on the sidelines. And with that, as you've mentioned, is going to come more scrutiny. You're going to love some of the things that people say about you. You're not going to like some of the other things that people say about you. And we have to get used to, as a sport, Dan, yes, we love showing those moments where you're celebrating a big victory, but part of our job in documenting a game on national television is also to show those moments where you're shedding some tears after a tough loss. That's kind of the pact we all make, right? When we choose a profession or a sport where we're in the public eye all the time.
Right, and look, the sports columnists are notoriously tough, right? They criticize the teams. They criticize the coaching. They criticize the decisions. They criticize the way things are handled. That's part of being in big-time sports.
Yeah, well, especially now that the women are demanding higher salaries as well for the coaches, that the players have NIL deals. And really, you know, if you bring the social media piece back into it, we have the ability to connect instantly, right? And we have the ability to exchange this information. I wish it wasn't so negative from so many people in terms of personal attacks on social media, but from a mainstream media or a general media, you know, with trained journalists and trained professionals, part of our job, right? We're always looking for a new angle or a new story that hasn't been told yet. And sometimes you're going to come across information that somebody that you're covering may not like, but that doesn't mean you don't do your job.
Yep. And as this sport explodes on the public scene, you're going to be seeing a lot more of Beth Mowins. Beth, thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.